Hello students, today I am going to demonstrate two experiments. First one is pulse width modulation technique and the second one is pulse amplitude modulation. This kit is useful for doing the experiment on both pulse width modulation and pulse amplitude modulation technique. This upper circuit of this kit is for pulse width modulated output generation and this lower circuit of the kit is useful to generate pulse amplitude modulated output. First of all, we will study how the pulse width modulated output is generated by this upper part of this kit. So this circuit of pulse width modulation is based on a timer IC 555. So this IC 555 is basically used in a stable multi-vibrator mode. Means it generates a train of square wave pulses continuously once the supply is switched on. The frequency of the square wave pulses is determined by the formula F equal to 1.44 divided by this RA resistor plus twice RB into CT, this timing resistor CT. There will be the output waveform having the frequency F. So when no information signal is applied between these 2 points at control input pin number 5 of this IC, then you will get simply a square wave of frequency determined by the formula F equal to 1.44 upon RA plus twice RB into CT. Now we will see the output waveform of this pulse width modulator circuit on the CRO. The output is taken between these 2 points. We will not apply the modulating signal, simply first of all see what is the nature of the output waveform. We will confirm that the waveforms are in the form of square waves. After that then we will apply modulating signal, which will be a sine wave modulating signal of low frequency, and then after the application of modulating signal between these 2 points, we will see what changes are occurring in the output waveform. With the instantaneous variation of modulating signal, there will be increase and decrease in the width of the carrier wave. So this type of modulation is known as pulse width modulation. Width of the pulse gets modulated. Modulation means change. So which parameter is changing? The width of the carrier is its parameter, and that parameter is changing with the instantaneous variation of the modulating signal. So in this way we will see the waveform on CRO. So let us make the connection of CRO now. Now see the output of PWM generator on the CRO. This output of PWM generator is connected to the channel 1 of CRO. So I can make this display stable by pushing this stop button. When no modulating sine wave signal is applied to this PWM generator, then it gives train of square wave pulses, and the frequency of this square wave output signal is 3.43 kilohertz. See here, 3.43 kilohertz. Now you can apply sine wave modulating signal of frequency 500 hertz, and we'll see what is the change in the width of the pulses according to the sine wave variation. Now see the change in the width of the pulses. Width of the pulses is changed according to the instantaneous variation of modulating signal. Now as a reference, I connect the modulating signal to the channel number 2 of the CRO. See the output. So as the modulating signal performs the positive and negative cycles, then according to this instantaneous variation of this modulating signal, there is the change in the width of the square wave pulses, that is carrier waves. So the width of the pulses is increasing with the increase in the amplitude of sine wave. As the amplitude of sine wave decreases, it reaches to negative peak, the width of the carrier pulses is minimum. So in this way, as the sine wave varies between positive peak and negative peak, there is the corresponding change in the width of the carrier pulses. So that means according to the instantaneous variation of the modulating sine wave, the width of the carrier pulses changes. It becomes greater or smaller than the original one. So the width of the pulses is changing according to the sine wave variation. So that is why this modulation is known as pulse width modulation. So this was the demonstration of the output waveform of PWM generator. Now I will connect the modulating signal to PAM generator and we'll see the output on the CRO. This lower circuit is pulse amplitude modulator circuit. We shall now connect the output of this pulse amplitude modulator circuit to the channel number 1 of this CRO. So let us connect the output from this yellow point to channel number 1. Then see what is the output on CRO. Now see the output of PAM circuit on CRO. See here we get a continuous train of square wave pulses on the CRO when no modulating signal is applied. So we get a continuous train of square wave pulses as the output of PAM generator when no sine wave modulating signal is applied. Now I make the display stable by pushing the stop button. We can measure the frequency of this square wave signal. The frequency is 3.39 kilohertz. Now, if I apply the modulating signal, that is sine wave modulating signal, then see the changes in the amplitude of these carrier pulses. Now, I will apply the sine wave modulating signal as a reference to channel number 2. See here. Now, I will make the display stable by pushing this stop button of the CRO. Now, see here. According to the change in the amplitude of modulating sine wave signal, there is the change in the upper part of the pulses. So, depending on the instantaneous value of the modulating signal, there is the change in the amplitude of carrier pulses. That is why this modulation type is known as pulse amplitude modulation. Means the amplitude of the pulses is getting changed or modulated according to the variation of this sine wave signal. This was the demonstration of pulse amplitude modulator circuit and pulse width modulator circuit. So thank you for watching this video.